can see the full-length commentary, get access to polls, to what we will see next, and more on our Patreon page. The link is in the description below. If you liked the video, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you!
Elmo Blatch.
Yeah, someone that he was with that knows about that, that did that, or knows someone that did that.
I got me this job one time, bussing tables at a country club. So I pick out this guy. He wakes up, gives me shit. So I killed him. Him and this tasty bitch he was with. And that's the best part.
Oh, psycho. I love psychos.
Some hotshot banker. And he's the one they pinned it on.
Psych. I know.
I have to say, that's the most amazing story.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do anything about it because he needs him here.
He's young, not terribly bright.
Yeah, it's not good
Not
for him.
surprising he wouldn't know what
Or the
state
prison.
it put you in.
If he just leaves it to place, you know?
How can you be so obtuse?
It's my life we're talking about here.
The country club will have his old time cards.
Yeah, he's getting like desperate about it.
If I were to ever get out, I would never mention what goes on in here.
Oh,
Sir, I didn't...
Solitary, a month.
Yes, sir. Hi. What's the matter with you?
Get him out! Get him out!
the cops might be like, what the hell is happening?
How long's he been here now?
Like 15 maybe?
19 years.
Fuck, 19 years.
And in this case, actually being
hell.
innocent.
Oh, that's the result. Yeah, he's scared that he didn't pass. But at least he's gonna know, you know?
The kid passed. C+ average. Thought you'd like to know.
Oh, it's been cute with him. Nice.
Warden wants to talk.
What does he want with him?
Out here?
That's what the man said.
Huh. No, I doubt it. Oh. It's because he told the other guy the story.
Tell you, son, this thing really came along and knocked my wind out.
Tom thinks that he's gonna try everything to release him. But it's exactly the opposite.
I have to know if what you told Dufresne was the truth.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Would you be willing to swear before a judge and jury?
Tom is gonna
Just give me
die.
that chance.
That's what I thought.
Yep. But how do you justify this kind of crap? Now he's gonna try to escape.
Less than a year to go, trying to escape.
Yeah, trying to escape, especially because they met in a place where it was almost outside. Yeah.
Nothing stops.
But you should not do this with a person that takes care of your bullshit for you, because he has the knowledge of fuck you good, you know?
It cast you down with the sodomites. You'll think you've been fucked by a train. In the library. Gone.
I think this is the only thing that might make him like consider, because
Yes, like
what he has to lose, you know, just that, nothing else. I'm gonna kill him?
Give him another month to think about it.
Oh, he's out now. Yeah, but I bet he doesn't really want to be with people at the moment, especially because I believe he thinks is full, you know?
and the other guy was really ready to do anything for him. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
give me the chance.
Feel bad about it if you want to, but you didn't pull the trigger.
No, I didn't.
I mean, but if he could talk to a lawyer, you know?
If you could.
I mean, but he can. I
How?
mean, honey, this guy, Red, can get him everything that he wants, but not like something with a lawyer. Lawyers are allowed to visit the prisoners if they represent them, of
Yeah,
course.
send a message to someone to.
Of course.
You think you'll ever get out of here? I'll tell you where I'd go. To Watanil,
What is that?
a little place on the Pacific Ocean. You know what the Mexicans say about the Pacific? They say it has no memory. Open up a little hotel right on the beach. buy some worthless old boat and fix it up new. In a place like that, I could use a man that knows how to get things.
Yeah, I can do that here, not there. That's what mixes up with his head, you know.
In here, I'm the guy who can get things for you, sure, but outside, all you need is the yellow pages.
Yeah.
That hotel, that boat, I don't think that's too much to ask.
But how are you gonna get it? You know what would be funny? For him to keep doing like the laundry of the money, but starting to put like money for himself. If he ever
Like
got
a
out.
fund.
Yeah, that would be so funny, like karma, you know?
At least you have money for your retirement if you ever get out.
Yeah, yeah.
Get busy living, or get busy dying.
He's worried about him, that he tries to do something, you know?
If you ever get out of here, do me a favor.
Sure, Andy.
You know where Buxton is? Promise me, Red. If you ever get out, find that spot.
I mean, that's so random.
There's something buried under it I want you to have.
What, Andy?
God damn it, I don't know when I'm gonna be out of here.
If
I ever.
ever. But now you can see a huge change in him.
I'm really worried about him.
Yeah, exactly, because it's so different.
He asked me for a length of rope, and you gave it to
I
him.
mean, of course, what would he do?
How was I supposed
Yeah,
to
of
know?
course.
Lickety split. Want to get home?
Now he's gonna look at it and you know that it will give me so much pleasure to get him screwed up.
Shine my shoes. I want them looking like mirrors.
He looks so defeated now because he really knows that it was not the one.
Place wasn't the same without you.
I'm glad you're glad.
I want to squeeze his neck so badly. People are worried about him, and I get it because he's such a nice person to everyone, you know? And being here for something that you did not do, it's a hell of a breaking point. And knowing that you found your way to get out, and that person died, I mean, everything that happened, that's a hell of a breaking point. It's like, shit. Oh, it didn't left his cell.
Don't make me come down there, I'll thump your skull for you.
I don't think he killed himself. No way. He's not there. Oh, I love that guy. You know what happened?
What do you mean he just wasn't here? Don't...
He did some... I still think it's like the hammer. He did something with the hammer. How did he... But how? I have the slight feeling that this is gonna be so cool.
He must have said something.
Also, Warden.
Lord, it's a miracle!
I mean... it's karma.
This is a conspiracy. That's what this is. And everyone's in on
You
it!
kind of...
Including her.
It was a hole behind the poster. That's why he wanted the poster. Holy damn. Holy damn. Well, I guess he didn't use like 600 years. I guess like 20 was enough for him to do that.
Yeah.
But where did he used to put like the rocks and everything? You worked in a laundry, so maybe you used like some bags, but how would you...
And his favorite hobby was toting his wall out into the exercise yard. A handful at a time.
Ha ha ha, motherfucker. Where the rope? Oh, to close the bag, maybe? And he was being smart. Oh, I love when people are smart. Oh, shit. Unpleasant, but he gets the work done. So it works. I mean, it would be time now for you to take that thing off of your feet. Would be easier. Now you should like run because
The next morning,
it was long gone.
a man nobody ever laid eyes on before strolled into the Maine National Bank.
Yep, it was like the guy.
Could you add this to your outgoing mail?
I'd be happy to.
And I bet that is for the warden. Oh, it's for the newspapers. Oh, that one I did not saw coming, but I love it. Thank God.
Karma, like
Karma is a bitch, and thank God for that. It was great for him to know, like, I have it in my hands. Shot himself. It's easier than the... Oh no. Is he gonna try to shoot them? No, he's gonna shoot them. And the last one is gonna shoot himself. Oh, and he put all bullets for you? Jesus, such a waste.
Andy Dufresne, who crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side,
Yeah, I mean, this is like
headed for the Pacific.
Crime Master, you know? Jesus.
Was about to have himself an accident.
Those of us who knew him best talk about him often.
Yeah, it's like a legend.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me sad, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because they do miss him, you know. Of course, he's not gonna visit them, but
It's better not.
but he knows that he's thinking of them. Oh, maybe this time it's gonna be different. It's a different committee.
There's not a day goes by I don't feel regret.
He did murder, right?
Yeah, I think it was murder, probably.
I think he said it was murder. I know that is like they're gonna reject anyway, so it's like fuck it. I'm used to this, just whatever.
I don't give a shit.
I knew it. It's like I could have like come up with this one sooner, but it was a different committee. So
Yes, I think there's also that different
Yeah.
times as well.
yeah, and not only that, but since the whole prison was like a corrupt kind of thing, they must have changed everything, including that committee. And maybe now it's like people more reasonable. It's Brooks room. I hope not. Oh, it's the room. Yeah, he's where he killed himself. Oh, must be so weird for him. Jesus.
40 years I've been asking permission to piss. I can't squeeze a drop without say-so.
He needs to go to where he said.
Terrible thing to live in fear. Brooks Hadlin knew it. Knew it all too well.
I love his voice though. It does put that tone, and
Perfect.
I'm so intrigued to know what he's gonna find there, because it's something that he put there before he was in jail.
You think so?
Oh, now you just gave me a spoiler with that way that you talk.
No,
but at
but
the
I
same
mean-
time, it makes sense because he would just go there and put. Of course,
If it was,
stupid.
yeah, they would think.
Yeah, like money and
But I would say that when I'm watching this for the first time, I'm thinking exactly the same thing.
maybe it's money. I think it's money, of course, for him to be good, but it's something else. I think it's something more personal, you know. Oh, this is a great shot. It's like him walking into hope or something. I don't know. Black volcanic glass. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it would not make sense for him to put that before. Stupid comment I did, Jesus. He's like, is he watching? Is he proud of me? Oh, there is money.
And if you've come this far, maybe you're willing to come a
Oh,
little further.
cute.
I could use a good man to help me get my project on wheels. I'll keep an eye out for you, and the chessboard ready. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things. I will be hoping that this letter finds you.
Oh, this is very nice of him. It's like, this is enough money for you to get to me, and then we get things work. I'm not sure if he will. but I would like him to, but I'm not sure.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
He's gonna go with the living. So was Red.
I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has.
I just hope they show us they're bonding together again, getting together. I don't like that open ending. Nice!
An old boat. That was,
I'm happy with this. Jesus. Oh, that's beautiful. It wraps everything up, right?
yes, it's not an open ending.
Thank God, because, guys, you know how I hate open endings. So.
Okay, so Shawshank Redemption, now you've seen it. Like I told you, same writer, same director as Green Mile, also completely set inside of a prison, let's say.
Yeah, and it kind of has like the same vibe, I would say, artistically speaking.
A bit, yeah. Of course, the Green Mile is more about death row, right?
Yeah.
Still, it is set in the same era almost, right? 30s, 40s, around the same time, yeah. So, what do you think about this one?
I did enjoy it a lot. Yeah, it's a kind of movie that you can watch it. It's very entertaining. It's, I don't know how long, but it's like 2 well-spent hours watching this, worth it. It's a kind of movie I would see with my parents, that I would recommend to my friends. Not sure if it's the kind of movie that I'm like, oh, I want to watch it again, you know? But yeah, overall, I think it's good. I like the story. I like the way they put things. It's like 1 or 2 tweets that, incredibly speaking, I was not exactly expecting. Or I was not acting as... I was not thinking as I normally do, because that thing of the letter, it made no sense. I mean, the package that he went to pick, it made no sense for it to put it before. Of course, it would have to.
But of course, but your brain, when he's talking that, you're not thinking about him being outside and then doing that. So of course you would think it was before. You did catch a lot of things though, that before it happened. Like, yeah, seconds before it happened, and you were like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, but that's easy.
That's the usual.
Yeah. I said since the beginning that he would use the hammer to escape. I predicted that.
Yes, well, to be fair, the characters themselves said that.
Potato. Yeah, but it was nice. Yeah,
so,
it was nice.
Favorite thing and something that you liked the least?
Favorite thing, I loved the karma in this one. It was like something so iconic. I loved it. And I loved the way that it was able, through time, even without knowing that it would eventually escape, because it didn't ask the hammer since the beginning, of course.
That's a good question. The thing of the hammer, and when did he thought about doing that? Because we see, for example, that when he sees the things written on the wall and he starts to write his name, and we see that in that moment he realizes that
it could be possible.
So does that mean that before he asked the hammer, he didn't thought about that, and he was just thinking about carrying some rocks, and then he got the idea, or was he thinking before that?
I'm not sure. I would say that he could have that in his mind, but it would be like so hypothetical theory kind of thing. But once he did start to engrave his name, he's like, shit, it might not be as hypothetical thing as I assumed it was. Mm-hmm. So I think he only really started working after he got the cover, like
for sure, yeah, you kind of need that, yeah,
and it was so hilarious the way that for 2 times that it could have been caught. The first one was with the first one was with the poster that he said, oh, but I guess I'm just gonna allow it. We can make exceptions. And the second one was with the Bible, that we
Yeah.
later know that's where
Exactly.
he put the hammer, and it was like the most obvious place.
He was
because-
holding it in his hand, the
Yeah.
warden.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I almost forgot to give you this back.
Yeah, it's
like-
like
Thank God, I have my hammer in there.
yeah. So
Very
yeah.
well hidden in plain sight because he knew he's not. They're not
It's the
gonna.
Bible. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
And the warden knows this by heart. It's fine. He doesn't.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not gonna go through this. Yeah. One thing, the thing of the rocks. You were saying while the movie was going on. How does he get rid of the rocks of
yeah,
the dirt?
yeah.
We see him going outside and putting it on the ground. Do you remember when we watched the last Naked Gun, the third Naked Gun?
Oh, it was a reference to this, right?
Yes, because in the Naked Gun, he was making a tunnel, and he was remember
But
everywhere
it was
he was
like-
putting so much dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was a reference to this movie because it came out, I think, in the same year or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, it's so cool when I get like the references from other movies. I feel like I'm part of the cinema community. It's
Yeah,
so
you
cool.
start to get the things exactly. Yeah.
I didn't. You just told me, but I
Yeah.
have the same feeling.
So the thing of the dirt, yeah, that they made a reference to it. Yeah. And something you didn't like as much,
So maybe something I didn't like as much.
or a detail, or something.
I mean, the story itself, there are some things that I didn't like, of course, but that's like, of course I wouldn't, and it's nice. For example, the kid dying and everything, but that's part of it. So that's not a downside.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that a downside would be, honestly, I'm not thinking of anything specific. So
Nothing specific.
no, the music was okay. I mean, it was nothing special. Maybe that. The image was nice. Like some of the shots were cool, but you don't have that many cool shots. But also, you are in a prison, so there's ain't much imagination that you can use or creativity. Also, the characters were so good. You really felt the vibe of a prison, of a jail, you know? So it was very good. Yeah, so I cannot think of something that I didn't like as much regarding this. Not at the moment, but...
I'm thinking very hard as well. Yeah, I was thinking like, is there a detail that I really don't like or something like that? I don't think there's anything that I really don't like. The only thing that crossed my mind was maybe, since it's an older movie, some dated sound effects, maybe. But honestly, not really. There's nothing...
Yeah, I didn't have much, honestly.
There's nothing that that jumps to your eyes like, oh, that was really bad. Not really. I think overall it's a very competent movie, so
Yeah.
there's nothing much that you can complain about.
Yeah.
The actors are all very good.
Yeah,
It's very nice to see all of them
Together.
Mhm.
Yeah, they worked perfectly
Yeah.
well. I really like I really like that actor that was like the asshole guy. The very
I know which
comedian,
I know
the
which
comedian
one,
one.
which one I mean, yeah.
The comedian one, yeah. They was I really like him, the vibe and everything, and him at the end telling jokes about him.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's a very good movie.
Oh, sorry. I think one that I really like. Now I remember, and it was kind of a side story that they did just for a little while. I like the detail they did with Brooks, just to tell him a little bit of his story outside.
Yes, I love that.
I think it helps also in the end because you see Red outside and you think about what happened to Brooks. But I also liked, even if it wasn't for that, I would have liked it just to see a little bit of the life of someone who's been for so long inside of a prison,
Yeah.
just to see him outside. And it's a sad story, I know, but
Yeah.
still, it's kind of important to tell those stories as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And one thing that I find interesting, you guys already know that sometimes we talk about other stuff related to the movie, not about the movie itself properly. And like I told you guys during the reaction, I did visit a prison as my work kind of stuff. And they showed us, it was like,
A field trip?
Yeah, it was like investigation kind of trip, if you want to put it this way. So it was like a couple of us that went to the prison to know how it works, to see how we could deal with things, and especially because in my job sometimes it's required for us to go to the prison to talk with inmates in order to study cases, etc.
Yeah,
so
her line of work is law, by the way, lawyer.
Yeah, so it's not really what I do, unfortunately. It's what I would love the most to do, but it's not. But some people in my field, they do that. And it was interesting because I don't know if you remember, but the prison that I visited, it was like a medium security one, and they had like very young people and way older people, like people in their 70s, 75, 80. So those ones, the older ones, were working in a laundry as well. They did also work inside of the prison, like they show here in the movie. And they were paid all of that. I mean, in Portugal, it works like that. Not much, like pennies, but still. And the thing is, it gets to a point where you're like, the person does not... What did the person do? Because it gets to a certain age, you're in a prison for so long, and it's like, what did the person do? Because you don't associate, for example, Brooks. I don't associate him to kill anyone.
Which is probably what he did.
Yeah.
To be there and to get so many years, that was probably it.
Yeah. So I just wonder, it gets to a point where what you did no longer represents who you are. First, because when we are younger, we are so immature. There is no excuse, of course, for killing anyone. Not at all. But some circumstances in our life, they require us to do things that either we don't want to or that we are not prepared to deal with. For example, kids, when they go to do a robbery, they don't think about the consequences sometimes of pulling the trigger, even if it's not intended. So, yeah, I just made me think a little bit about this.
When it passes so many years, right?
Yeah, and it's like the person that you were does no longer represents, and that's, I don't know if you remember, but we talked about it, because I was like, I cannot think about that person that was there when I went to visit.
The old guys there, I remember you telling me that,
Yeah, especially because when we entered, we were always with guards. When they enter, it's like everyone said like, good morning, and I felt so weird because it seemed like they were like puppets, and we were studying them, like they were like rats in a lab.
Yeah. Well, in a certain way, you were studying the place, but they're part of the place, so yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they were doing their stuff and they would not be able to get near, but the guards... Crime is not something very relevant here in Portugal. We do have homicides and everything, but it's something very low profile compared to other countries, especially the US and everything.
But we have more, it's robberies and drug trafficking and stuff like that.
Yes.
Not much violent crime, let's say.
Yeah. Especially here in the south, the prison that I went to visit. So the south of Portugal, for you guys that don't know, it's all coast. So we have beach all over the coast of where we live. So Faro, that prison specifically, they have a lot of narcotics kind of crimes. So I bet that was the reason.
Most of crime here.
Yeah, so I just find it very interesting that sometimes we don't associate the person to a very specific crime, and then the person doesn't belong to the jail, doesn't belong to society outside. It's like almost like a non-existing person, like there is no place where the person fits, and it reminded me so much of it. Yeah, sorry, I talk too much, but I think it's so interesting how to see these kind of things in real life.
It's good for movies as well to make you think of things outside of just the story itself, right? That's why sometimes I like movies that have little details that are not needed exactly for the story, but are good for you to think about stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things that I love the most in movies, is when they are just not trying to entertain you, but they also try to educate you somehow. And when you're not smart, but when you're push-picage. I know, hard.
Perceptive.
Yeah, when we are perceptive about things, you can understand what's the aim of the movie. And yeah, you guys know that I'm very passionate about elder people. I think they do so much for society, and then when they get to older, let's get emotional on this. That's good.
Well, guys, it's just that she's kind of passionate about themes about old people,
What
you
can I
know,
do?
and how society treats them and stuff like that. So yeah. So usually she sees an old person, she's immediately like, oh.
Yeah, true. It is how it is.
Well, another classic that you saw that now you can say that you saw. By the way, which one do you prefer? Let's say, which one do you think had a bigger meaning to you, Green Mile or Shawshank Redemption?
That's very simple. This one, only because it's less sci-fi, not sci-fi. What's the other? Fantasy. Yeah, just because of that. I think this one I can always connect more when it's more realistic. So I think I was more touched with the other story because I remember I kind of cried with Green Mile a lot, to be specific. Yeah, but I like this one.
More grounded, is
yeah,
that way? Okay.
So I really like this one. But honestly, I'm not sure if there's anything to choose from.
You don't need to make a comparison. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it was an interesting question. Yeah.
It's just because since it's the same team that did both movies, I was kind of interested to learn, because I honestly love them both as well. So
yeah. No, they're both.
I also don't like to choose. It's like it depends on the mood I am. Okay, I like both.
Yes, exactly. So today I only cried now, so because we're talking about something else. But that's it. I didn't cry during the movie. I mean, there was a tiny thing, but it didn't appear much.
Yeah, just at the end, because you were like, oh, friendship, and like, oh, friends.
It's like, oh, took my heart.
Yeah, right. So guys, like we said, don't forget to check out our Patreon, where if you don't need to pay, but you can choose the next classic movies that we're gonna do, and also other polls.
Completely free. But if you want to help us out, we also have paid tiers where you can either choose a movie, a TV show, or with the $5 tier you can see all of our full reactions. And we do have exclusive content there.
Yes.
And yeah,
we have a few TV shows at the moment. We have Firefly, Hannibal, The Good Place, and we did record Arcane
and The Last of Us.
And The Last of Us, yes, correct.
Which is gonna come to the YouTube eventually.
Eventually.
But it's like
some of those things will come, but I need time to edit them, let's say.
We do prioritize movies to YouTube, but let us know what you guys think. Do you prefer YouTube on YouTube you prefer TV shows or movies? We seem to realize that movies work a little bit better. At least they are allowing us to grow a little bit faster.
At least for experience, it seems like movies is the best option for YouTube, at least for now. Also considering the time to edit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But like I said, we have a few options there on our Patreon for you to see some TV shows with us.
Yeah. But if you don't want to pay, if you want to give us that kind of support, you can still support us a lot, and we would love for you guys to subscribe to our channel and leave a thumbs up and put a comment. What do you think about this one? You prefer this movie or you prefer the Green Mile? And if you didn't saw our reaction to Green Mile, Daniel will leave somewhere here or below.
Or below.
So that you can see that one as well. And from our side, it's done.
Yeah, that's it, guys. We'll see you next time then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.